Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone. 30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
New footage just surfaced, allegedly showing Big U dumping shots at Nipsey's homies after his son got killed, and the streets are losing it. They've been saying he knew about Nip's death before it went down, but if that's true, then what this new video reveals in its final seconds could rewrite everything we thought we knew. Let's get into it. When the footage dropped, the the internet exploded. The internet didn't just wake up that morning, it exploded. A blurry 30-second clip hit every feed at once. You could see a black SUV ease up to a curb, the driver doors swing open, and a big man step out moving with that unmistakable Rollin 60s posture. 2 gunshots cracked, people screamed, somebody in the background yelled, 60, and then the video cut to black. That was it. No date, no context, no location, just chaos. But the caption said enough. After his son got murdered, Big U slid. Within minutes, it was everywhere. Blogs posted screenshots, YouTubers uploaded analysis, and Twitter threads called it proof that one of Los Angeles' most respected OGs had finally snapped. Because this wasn't just any random street clip, this looked like Big U, the same man who'd spent years preaching peace, supposedly out there squeezing a trigger. If you grew up anywhere near Crenshaw, you already know Big U's name carries real weight. Eugene Henley, one of the original heavy hitters of the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crips. Back in the 90s, his name alone could quiet a whole block, but time changes men. After his prison stretch, he came home talking growth, unity, property ownership, even politics. He started developing Options, a nonprofit meant to steer kids away from the same life that nearly killed him. The city gave him contracts, police partnered with him, Obama himself sent him a letter of recognition. So for the internet to now say he was caught on video spinning the block after losing his son, that felt impossible, and yet believable enough for people to click. Because everybody loves a redemption story, but they love a fall from grace even more. To understand why the rumor burned so fast, you gotta rewind to when Big U and Nipsey Hussle were still tight. When Big U got out around 06, Nip was just a hungry young hustler selling mixtapes out his trunk on Slauson. Big U saw something in him, that work ethic, that focus, and took him in like family. He gave Nip studio access, a place to crash, and the kind of mentorship you can't learn from no label executive.
I heard you telling a story about, that you pretty much, he lived with you at one point. You funded his career early on. Could you talk about meeting Nipsey Hussle?
Yep. Yeah, I met Nip 2007, 2006, 2007. It was shortly after I came home. And if y'all remember, Corrupt left Death Row and went back to do the dog pound. When Corrupt left Death Row and go back to do the dog pound, that's when I started looking for, I left and started looking for another artist. That's when I started looking for Nipsey.
He taught him about real estate flips, business licenses, and how to stay clean while the block stayed dirty. For a while, they were inseparable, the OG and the prodigy, but fame can change gravity. Once Nip dropped Bullets Ain't Got No Name, and later Victory Lap, he wasn't just a neighborhood kid anymore. He was a global symbol of buy back the block. The spotlight shifted from Big U to Nip. In most cities, that's a win. In LA, where politics and pride mix with history, it breeds tension. Then came Charleston White, the internet's loudest provocateur. He jumped on live streams accusing Big U of extorting Nipsey, claiming Nip paid 20 racks a month for protection and died soon after refusing to pay.
Everybody know Big U and Nipsey had an argument, homie. Everybody know Big U was shaking Nipsey Hussle down, making him pay protection fee, sorta. Everybody know that's Big U and Whack 100 game over there, homie, to protection fee. Nipsey Hussle got smart and said, I don't wanna pay you $20,000 a month no more, nigga. And Nipsey Hussle come up dead.
Wild talk, but Charleston's gift is stirring chaos. His followers clipped that soundbite and ran with it. Big U responded, calling him a clout chaser chasing likes. But you can't out-argue the algorithm. Once the rumor hit YouTube, it mutated. It became fact-ish. So when this new footage surfaced, it landed right on top of years of half-believed suspicion. Every hood detective online started playing CSI. They froze frames, compared tattoos, measured height against light poles, slowed down audio to catch background voices. They even matched the SUV rims to cars Big U had been seen driving. Reddit threads titled "Proof Big U Really Spun After His Son Got Hit" stacked up overnight. And right on cue, an old interview with Whack 100 and Loose Cannon resurfaced. The one where Loose said Big U called him before Nipsey got shot.
You get a call from from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
According to Luce, Big U hit him a little too early. He didn't say you set it up, just that the timing was off. But the internet don't care about nuance. Screenshots and conspiracy threads made it sound like prophecy. Now, paired with this new video, people swore it proved he'd always known more than he said. But here's what most outsiders forget. Big U already talked about being blamed before. In an interview, he said Suge Knight phoned him 2 days after Nip died.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 days after he was killed, Suge called me. And Suge said, get ready. And I'm like, get ready for what? And he was like, because they're going to blame you.
Damn.
And I'm like, man, they got the dude who did it. Like, why the fuck would they blame me?
And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. He even explained how bloggers chopped his old words to build whole channels off fake narratives.
And then you start seeing people building their platforms off of saying this shit. You know what I mean? Then you have people cutting up my words, adding little things, and then it just pitfalls from there. You know what I mean? And it goes from there. But then being who I am, like, bro, I'm a street nigga. I don't know how to, like, you know what I mean? So that kind of works against you, because I'm not gonna go, address all this bullshit and say all the kind of shit, because I'm the kind of person who would, like, let me see it head on. You know what I mean? Yeah. This shit was new to me. I had never even had an experience. I wouldn't even know how to tell nobody to deal with it today, because it's so foolish when you got all the evidence. Like,
imagine that. You spend 10 years rebuilding your life, mentoring kids, signing city contracts, and then one tragedy and one blurry clip throw you right back under suspicion. As the views piled up, the story took new shapes. Some said it wasn't revenge, it was justice. Others said it was deeper, that someone set him up to destroy everything he built. Then another rumor dropped that the shooting happened near a Nipsey mural, the same one that got vandalized the week before. That version made sense to people who know how seriously Big U takes respect. In a 2021 interview, he said he always pushed to remove disrespect from music.
I didn't want music that was disrespecting people. I went through all of our videos, I went through all of the songs, and I made sure that we did not disrespect other sets.
Now that quote got twisted into a motive. He said it himself, commenters wrote. He don't play about disrespect. That's how viral storytelling works. Strip the context, keep the drama. Within 2 days, Big U trended top 5 worldwide. TMZ dropped their sanitized headline, "Former LA community leader allegedly involved in shooting video." The Shade Room reposted without comment. Meanwhile, street blogs turned it cinematic. Black and white thumbnails, Nipsey's face faded in the background, red text screaming, "Revenge for his son." Everyone was eating clicks off one man's pain, but Big U stayed silent. No post, no tweet, no interview, just silence. And in this culture, silence sounds guilty to outsiders, but in the streets, silence can mean respect or grief or just exhaustion. The truth? He just buried his boy. By the end of that first week, the clip had millions of plays and still no proof of authenticity. Law enforcement hadn't confirmed an investigation. Friends who actually knew him were begging the internet to chill. But the machine don't stop once it's feeding, and that's the tragedy here. The story stopped being about whether Big U pulled a trigger. It became about how fast the world turns a father's loss into a trending topic. A man spends a decade trying to clean his name, preach peace, and build a better path. But the second grief looks like anger. The world says, "See, we knew he couldn't change." So maybe the clip's real, maybe it ain't. But what's undeniable is what it revealed about this generation. Nobody wants truth, they want entertainment. Nobody waits for facts, they just pick sides and post memes. For the people who actually grew up around Big U and Nipsey, this whole thing cut deeper than clicks. It felt like watching the same wound that took Nip reopen again, right in front of everybody's eyes. Because whether it's real or fake, the streets only ask one question: what if it is? And that's enough to start another war. The internet war, rumors, lies, and the Rollin' 60s connection. The day after that clip dropped, it felt like the whole internet got hit with a stray. LA wasn't the only one talking. New York, Atlanta, even London blogs had their notifications going crazy. Every thumbnail had that same freeze frame of Big U stepping out that black SUV with the words, "He slid for his son." Every comment section turned into a war zone. Some said, "He finally snapped." Others said, "That ain't him, y'all just love drama." But one thing everybody agreed on, the energy was heavy, like something real was brewing. By noon, all the gossip pages had it chopped up in slow motion with ominous beats behind it. One YouTube edit even used Charleston White's old rant-like narration, the one where he went off on Big U.
Everybody know Big U and Nipsey had an argument, homie. Everybody know Big U was shaking Nipsey Hussle down, making him pay protection fee, sorta. Everybody know that's Big U and Whack 100 game over there, homie, to protection fee. Nipsey Hussle got smart and say, nigga, I don't wanna pay you $20,000 a month no more, nigga. And Nipsey Hussle come up dead.
That man been loud for years, but this time his words hit different, because now people thought the clip was proof he was right. And the thing about the internet, it don't wait for evidence. It just runs with what sounds good. But if you've been around, you know Big U's story ain't that simple. He's not just some washed up OG trying to stay relevant. He's been working with city programs, mentoring youth, making real changes in South Central. That's what made this footage sting harder. It looked like the streets had pulled him right back in. And then the timeline started twisting the story even more. Some said he wasn't shooting at Nipsey's homies for revenge. They said he was protecting someone. Others said it was a setup, that somebody leaked old footage to destroy his name. Either way, the internet didn't care. They wanted a villain, and Big U's face was already on the poster. Then came the headlines. TMZ dropped their typical safe title: former LA community leader allegedly involved in viral shooting. You already know what that means. Everybody knows who they talking about, but they too scared to say it. And as soon as that dropped, old interviews started resurfacing again, like ghosts coming back to haunt the story. The Whack 100 and Loose Cannon interview went viral again, especially the part where Loose said Big U called him before Nip got hit.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yup, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times.
Now mix that with the new clip, man, you couldn't tell the internet nothing. They already had their verdict. Big U knew, he been knew. That's all the comments said. Then Charleston White hopped back on live, smiling like the devil got Wi-Fi. He said, "Didn't I tell y'all? Big U been playing two sides too long. The streets gonna always spin back on fake peace talk." He was talking reckless, but that's his lane. What made it wild was how many people started agreeing with him. Even folks who used to defend Big U started posting cryptic stuff like, "Sometimes karma don't miss." He had the internet thinking the whole thing was destiny, but Charleston also dropped one line that hit way deeper than people noticed.
Yeah, Nip was getting bigger than the set, cuz. And don't nobody get bigger than the set is what I was told. So they killed that.
That line right there explains everything, because once Nipsey became bigger than the hood, he changed the balance. And when balance shifts, somebody always feels like they losing control. Then it got weirder. Blogs started claiming the location in the clip was near one of Nipsey's murals, right where someone tried vandalizing it a few nights earlier. People started saying Big U wasn't out there looking for payback, he was out there checking disrespect. That theory had traction because Big U's always talked about respect.
I didn't want music that was disrespecting people. I went through all of our videos. I went through all of the songs, and I made sure that we did not disrespect other sets. And I pushed the line.
Now that quote came back to haunt him. Blogs were like, he said it himself. He don't play about disrespect. And with that one line, the internet built its own motive. By that night, Big U's name was all over the trending list. Big U deemed Nipsey, deemed street justice. And even though nobody had proof, the story already had structure. You could scroll through Twitter and see people piecing it together like detectives. The timing of his son's death, the silence, the footage, the location, all lined up just close enough to sound believable. Meanwhile, his friends and family went quiet. No one was posting, no one was defending. That silence made it worse. Cause in the hood, when people don't speak, everybody assumes guilt. But then, out of nowhere, one of Big U's close homies posted a 15-second video of him sitting in his living room. No filters, no captions, just Big U staring into the camera. He said one thing: "Y'all can't cancel what you didn't create. The truth gon' stand when the camera's off." That clip hit like a cold verse after a diss track. Short, simple, and dangerous. People didn't know if it was a message to Charleston, to the blogs, or to the streets, but you could feel it. He was done talking. Still, it didn't stop the algorithm from eating. YouTubers dropped exposés titled Big U's Double Life Explained with dramatic sound effects. TikTok edits made his voice echo like a villain monologue. And through it all, the man stayed silent. Didn't post, didn't go live, didn't say another word. That's when the paranoia started. Because in LA, silence ain't always peace. It's pressure. And people started whispering again. If he really slid, we'll find out soon. By the end of that week, the clip had over 12 million views. Bloggers got paid, influencers went viral, and the truth got buried. And just like that, the internet turned another man's pain into content. The worst part? Nobody could even say for sure if the video was real, but it didn't matter. Cause in this generation, the story don't gotta be true, just believable enough to trend. The truth beneath the noise, Big U's silence and the aftermath. By the second week, that video wasn't just a clip anymore. It was a movement. Every platform, every podcast, every TikTok edit had that same frame of Big U stepping out that black SUV. You couldn't scroll for 5 seconds without seeing it. The caption stayed burning like gasoline. Big U spins after his son's death. You had fake detectives online breaking down the footage frame by frame, talking about lighting direction and ballistics. Bloggers with no ties to LA were suddenly experts on gang beefs, explaining hood politics like it was a college course. But to people who really from there, this wasn't entertainment. It was trauma on replay. Then came the fake breaking news. A phony LAPD Twitter account posted Eugene Henley, aka Big U, taken into custody in connection with viral shooting video. In 5 minutes, that tweet had over 50,000 retweets. YouTubers were celebrating like they solved the case, but it was cap, straight lies. By the time LAPD dropped an official statement saying they ain't arrested nobody, the rumor had already circled the world. That's how fast the internet spins. Truth can't even tie its shoes before the lie does a marathon. And that's when things got dangerous, because it wasn't just online anymore. Word hit the streets. People started choosing sides again. Old beefs got reopened. Hoods starting pointing fingers like it was 2019 all over again. What was supposed to be a rumor started feeling like a spark in a gas leak. Meanwhile, some folks tried to clear his name. One of his cousins hit a podcast saying, "Man, that video old. It ain't even what y'all think." Another friend said the sound wasn't even synced right, claiming the gunshots were added after. But instead of slowing it down, that just made people double down. Why they talking so much if it's fake? Commenters said. When the internet gets blood in the water, even truth looks suspicious. Charleston White, he wasn't letting go either. He hopped back online, puffed his chest out, yelling. That rant alone racked up 1 million views. He knew exactly what he was doing. While everyone else was trying to process grief, he was getting paid off controversy. And the wildest part, people ate it up. They turned pain into playlists. The man was trolling, but his words carried weight because they hit where it hurt. When he said, "The hood killed Nip," he wasn't talking literal. He was talking about envy, ego, and how fame don't mix with the block. But context don't matter online. People clipped his line, threw it under the footage, and boom, instant proof. Then day 15 hit and the story flipped. A longer version of the footage dropped. Clearer angle, better sound. Now you could see 3 dudes in frame, not one. And the man they thought was Big U, he moved different. Shorter stride, smaller build, chain swinging the opposite way. Then you hear a voice, calm but panicked, yelling, back up, he's not breathing." It wasn't no shootout. It looked like an accident, maybe even a scuffle that turned left. And just like that, all them blogs that swore they had the real story went ghost, because now the narrative didn't make money anymore. Tech dudes on Reddit started running metadata scans on the video. Turns out the timestamp said March 2020, 3 whole years before his son's death. So all them exclusive leaks and breaking news clips, pure fabrication. A recycled, re-edited moment turned into a viral lie, but the damage already done. Sponsors backed out of his youth programs. Politicians that used to shake his hand suddenly unavailable. The city started reviewing developing options funding. In the blink of an eye, one clip undid a decade of work, and even when the truth started crawling back, people didn't care. One comment summed it up perfectly. Facts don't trend, drama do. Then Big U finally broke his silence. He didn't post a flyer. He didn't do no interview. Just him, sitting on a porch, looking tired but solid. He said, "I've been through a lot of things in my life, but losing my boy, that broke me in a way y'all can't understand. That video y'all spreading, old footage, wrong story, I don't owe nobody nothing, but stop using my pain to get paid." The way he said it, no yelling, no aggression, just pain, real pain. The type you feel in your chest when a father talking about his son. That clip went more viral than the fake one. For once, people didn't hear a gangster. They heard a man. But the internet don't let up. Reaction channels started breaking that video down too. "Look at his eyes," one said. "He look away when he lying," another claimed. Every blink, every sigh became evidence. They even looped his last line, "Don't make me regret it," and turned it into a TikTok sound for fight compilations. Like his grief was just another meme. And that right there showed the whole truth. You can't win online. Once the internet turns your pain into content, there's no way back to peace. Still, something shifted in the city. Because while the world laughed, the people who really from Crenshaw started asking the real questions. Like, why we so quick to believe the worst about our own? And how many times we gonna let outsiders profit off our pain? Barbershops turned into therapy sessions. Even some of Nipsey's people admitted off camera that the streets needed to heal instead of hunt. And that's what made this story deeper than clicks. It cracked open wounds the city never bandaged right. A few nights later, a mural appeared on Slauson and 60th. 2 figures painted in shadow. Nipsey with wings, Big U looking up at him. Between them were the words, "Pain don't make you weak. It reminds you who was watching when you broke." Nobody took credit. Some said local artists did it. Others said Big U commissioned it quietly. Either way, that wall hit harder than any blog post. For the first time, people stood in silence instead of typing takes. Weeks passed. The buzz faded. No arrests, no statements, no new footage, just quiet. But the story never really left. Because in this era, everything lives forever online. A rumor don't die, it just gets archived. Now when you type Big U on YouTube, that fake clip still pops up first. Even with proof it's old, folks in the comments still say, I don't care if it's real, he looked guilty. That's the world we in now, where perception is the truth, and the truth don't sell. And the saddest part, this ain't even just about Big U. It's about every hood legend who try to clean up their name, make peace, or change the narrative. Because no matter how far they go, the streets and the internet both waiting for them to slip. One wrong angle, one clip, one rumor, and your whole legacy gets turned into views. Nipsey once said, the realest ones don't gotta prove nothing. The streets gon' vouch. But in this generation, the streets don't vouch. The algorithm do. And the algorithm don't care about redemption. It just wants blood and clicks. So yeah, maybe that clip wasn't real. Maybe it was old, maybe it was edited, but the reaction, the obsession, the way people were ready to believe it, that was real. And it showed something ugly about this new culture we living in. We don't wait for truth. We don't ask questions. We just watch, react, and refresh. Because deep down, everybody wants to see their heroes fall. And when they do, we don't mourn, we monetize. Now the clip's buried somewhere deep online, and Big U's back to laying low. But the city still feel that tension. Every mural, every song, every whisper, it's all part of the same echo that started the day Nipsey got shot. It's like LA still trapped in that loop, trying to decide if it learned anything. And maybe that's the real story here. Not whether Big U fired shots, but how the world reacted when they thought he did. Because in this game, once the internet paints you as the villain, even the truth can't clean you off. If you enjoyed watching this video, then go ahead and click on any of the cards on your screen for more.